Ladies and gentlemen, the Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture, Honorable Peter Munya, was heckled badly yesterday in Meru. I have reviewed those clips very closely. I have reviewed those clips very closely, and I want us to discuss or to look at them keenly and try to dissect and understand why that heckling is significant, politically speaking. But two things might be possible. The first thing is that heckling might have been organized by pro-UDA supporters in that region, or two, Peter Munya did not mobilize well. And remotely, it could also be attributed to Peter Munya versus Kiraitu Murungi's war in Meru County. Meru County is significant, politically speaking, especially for Azimio la Umoja. So far, according to IBC data, over 772,000 people will be voting in Meru to decide the next president of the Republic of Kenya. And you all know that since Azimio began, Meru County has been receptive of Raila Odinga and Martha Karua. And also importantly, Uhuru Kenyatta is trying so hard to ensure that Meru region votes for Azimio. So the question is, why would Peter Munya be heckled in Meru when Azimio believes that Peter Munya is actually their point person there? Why would he be heckled? Peter Munya is the face of Azimio in the Meru region. In fact, Kiraitu Murungi just joined the other day. Peter Munya has been spreading the gospel of Azimio from BBI up to this stage. Why would he be heckled? Number two, Peter Munya is a known or sworn enemy of the Deputy President William Samoei Ruto. Which means if there's someone who cannot betray Uhuru Kenyatta in the mountain, then it's Peter Munya. At some point, Peter Munya was even being considered as a potential running mate to Raila Odinga. And lastly, Peter Munya has already been appointed by Raila Odinga as his cabinet secretary for agriculture, which means in Meru County, Raila Odinga is not gambling. He's already told them that your son Peter Munya is going to be part and parcel of my cabinet. Then why would someone somewhere from Meru heckle Peter Munya? Is it possible that Peter Munya is not popular? I disagree. But before we get into all those details, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, I want you guys to take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue. Thank you guys for your continued support. Yesterday, I was a bit held up a bit, so you'll forgive me. I know you guys were waiting for me to analyze several things. I was away a bit, but I'm today back. And by the way, the best way you can help this channel is just by clicking that thumbs up button. So please just click that thumbs up button now. You can share this video and you can also drop your comment. And I want to ask you guys, can you suggest for me one or two topics? I'll pick from the comment section. Just suggest for me what you'd want me to analyze. Now, let us get into this heckling of Peter Munya in Meru.
Wakubwa
is a very popular or a populist politician from Meru. Based on the information I've gathered, Meru voting block are actually split into two. Even in the last election, that's how it was. There is the side of Tigania, which normally leans towards Peter Munya. And then there is the other Meru side, where Mukubu Iswe was heckled, which has traditionally leaned towards Kiraitu Murungi. And that's why in the last election, when Peter Munya and Kiraitu Murungi were competing, they were almost sure of splitting the votes. And that's why when Kiraitu Murungi was declared the winner, President Uhuru Kenyatta had to move very fast to secure Meru from going to Raila Odinga. Because remember, Peter Munya moved so fast and went to Raila Odinga. And Uhuru Kenyatta pulled a first one on them by appointing Peter Munya to the cabinet. So it has always been 50-50. So I want to assume that the first thing which happened is that Peter Munya probably did not mobilize so well when going to that rally. The truth of the matter is that I've reviewed this clip, and this clip is clearly on a market day. And the people heckling Peter Munya are some women. They stopped whatever they were doing, and they were dancing, singing praises of UDA. And that's why, if you ask me, I strongly believe that either Peter Munya didn't mobilize well, or someone somewhere. But if Peter Munya had mobilized well with the market leaders, then this kind of a situation would not have arisen. I've always opined on this platform, and I'm repeating, there is no way a person can leave their homes to go and heckle another politician. There is no way. I can assure you that, for example, William Ruto can just leave Sugoi, come to Kondele, and address the meeting there peacefully without anything. People will listen to him, even when they will not vote for him. Raila Odinga can actually leave here, go to Kericho, and address a rally there without anybody heckling. In fact, in most cases, what happens is that people will turn out just to listen. Huyu ndio Raila. Yeah? So when you see people heckling, the truth is that they are normally organized. Unless there are some cases where heckling happens because you've talked bad. Like, for example, assuming Raila goes to Eldoret and start attacking Ruto. Normally it can turn chaotic. People will start murmuring, or Ruto coming to Kondele and starts heckling Raila Odinga. It's normally possible that way. So I think Peter Munya really did not mobilize the women there, and therefore those women were just expressing. But now let's get to the real politics now. Number two, I think someone somewhere is out to slow down the Azimio momentum, especially in Meru. I've opined that as long as Raila Odinga can get half of Meru, as long as Raila Odinga can show well in Kiambu, now in Kirinyaga, and fight in Nakuru, Raila Odinga is going to be the next president. And even Ruto and his brigade understands this. And that's why they are going to do everything possible to slow down any momentum which Raila Odinga and his Azimio were actually gaining in Meru County. So that's number two. Number three, it could be also the supremacy battle between Peter Munya and Kiraitu Murungi. And a gentleman on this platform has always narrated to me so well the politics in Meru. Remember, the contest for the gubernatorial seat there is between Mithika Linturi, Kiraitu Murungi. And of course, Peter Munya also wants to patch himself as the Meru leader. So these three guys are fighting. So there's a chance that either Mithika Linturi or those who support Kiraitu Murungi, don't want Peter Munya in that particular region. It's a possibility. I'm not saying that's what happened, but I'm looking at it from that perspective, that if Mithika Linturi is strong on this side and Peter Munya went, because of course the vote in Meru is either 40, 60 or 50-50. That's going to be the truth. And I also tend to think that number 4, someone somewhere is out to create perception. Politics is a game of perception. And that's why I was looking at Robert Halai's post, where he was analyzing images of William Ruto rally in Kajiado, rally in at the coast, and a constant photo is being shared. And it was like, that's photo editing to create perception. Politics is a game of perception. If, for example, Peter Munya went to Nukubu and he was heckled there, what message is coming out? That Peter Munya and Azimio have actually been rejected. So majority of people, especially those from those regions who are not present, that's the message they'll go home, that Peter Munya came here, he was rejected. And that's how perception of politics plays out. So if there were people who are not yet decided, then they'll say, okay, this area is predominantly UDA. And lastly, I think it could also be the influence of gubernatorial election. Peter Munya is not running. But as long as Azimio is strong, then it means UDA is going to fail. It means Kireti Murungi is going to win. But Kireti Murungi has an opponent, a guy by the name Mithika Linturi. Remember, at some point, Mithika Linturi could not even address rallies in Meru. And also there's the influence of Mwangaza Nyawira.
Gavana ni nani? Gavana ni nani? Nani pao?
The lady who is likely to win she's so strong, and she's running, I think, as an independent candidate. So the truth of the matter is that a lot of factors are at play in Meru. But if in case Peter Munya was heckled because the area is UDA, then I think they need to go back to the drawing board and figure out what is the cause of that rebellion. Because the truth is, Azimio, if you look at the mountain, there are areas where Azimio has been accepted. One of them is Meru. So why would they start heckling Peter Munya at this point in time? Thank you guys, and until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.